and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the ESR G12 ReDux Championship Round 4. Next week will be the G13 Redux Championship Round 5. Everybody enjoys a good Nürburgring, so we're going to bring you that. And I am very attractive, and with me, as always, is Lord Archibald Clapham Cheeks.
Oh, I'm back to being Lord Clapham Cheeks.
Indeed.
We are here.
In funkology.
We are here for the GT2 Redux series for racing experience. All the racing, all the time. And we
couldn't get their ducks in a row the first time. Now they have to redo it.
Well, no. Apparently, the first time we did this series, it was very, very, very popular, and that's why we're doing it again. Actually, so it's a redux in a good. It's a redux in a good way. It's a sequel in a good way.
You don't have to play any ducks, goose.
So we're at the Nürburgring, not the traditional Nürburgring that takes like 2 minutes to go through. This is the sprint layout with the fast chicane, and again, not really sure why these tracks were chosen way back in the day, because I wasn't around, but apparently it was great fun. Josiah's got another flag. Always interesting.
Dang. Is he from, like, every island?
I think he's just going through all the islands. Brody Steen on pole position ahead of Andrew D., Richard DeRoche, John Spriggs, Sean Kenny, Martin Edmonds, Sean Zulu, James Butler. Josiah just pipped Sean Zulu for 7th place there. Nice. Sean Zulu 8, James Butler 9th, and Bertrand Barrier in 10th position of our 19-car field. This will be a 20-minute race, followed by a 40-minute race with a top 15 reverse grid. The grid's really tight today, actually. You get down to 16th place, and it's under 2 seconds from pole. Now, part of that is Mike Stoppmill's not here.
But, those are true things.
But otherwise, it's also the fact that there's really good parity in the grid today, and hopefully we will see some really tight racing.
Maybe.
So Brody Steen on pole. Brody has been the man to beat when Stoppmill's not been around. Will he triumph today? We'll find out. Andrew D up there on the front row. Like to see that for the PML Corvette. And the grid forms up here. I see there is a Rough and a Corvette still in the pit lane that we are waiting on. I don't know if there's anybody else.
So with all this Nürburgring going around, what do you like on your Nürburger?
I'm pretty boring with the burgers. It's really just mustard, ketchup, pickles.
Ketchup? How dare you?
Ketchup's about the only thing I really like about tomatoes, to be honest.
That's true. Although I am going to be making chili tomorrow.
Ooh, that's going to be delicious. Everything Byron does is delicious. Here we go, heading into the first corner. The first corner is the best overtaking zone, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see some ludicrous moves here. One of the P45s going around the outside. I think that is... It's not Cole McRae. It's not Richard DeRoche. Who's the third P45?
It's not Ayrton Silver. He's going to pull up.
It is... Oh, it's James Butler.
That crazy Welshman.
I'm just so used to James Butler being in a Porsche or a Bentley that the idea that he would drive a P45 is just foreign to me, to be honest. Out front, it is Brody Steen leading the way. Andrew D got jumped at the start by Richard DeRoche, who's up into 2nd place. You're riding with John Spriggs, who is in 4th, followed by Martin Edmonds and Sean Kenny, Josiah Jerome, James Butler, Bertrand Barrier, and Sean Zulu, your top 10. Speaking of Sean Zulu, battling there with... Oh, that's Barrier. Okay, I was trying to figure out who the third PML was, and it's Barrier. And Glenn Cabus, who has informed us the pronunciation to his name. So, thank you, Glenn. And he is going to overtake Sean Zulu for 10th place. Oh, little contact. Nothing too bad. Brody Steen looks like he is starting to punch out in front a little bit. He's got almost a half second back to DeRoche, and DeRoche's got a good gap back to Andrew D. So the top two are kind of really establishing themselves as a BMW versus P45 battle at the front. This is going to be a track where the P45s have a lot more parity than they have at the other tracks because there's not a lot of long throttle application here. Not a lot of... Whoa!
Hey!
Richard getting a little out of shape there. Check back with Martin Edmonds and the Fanatec BMW.
Sorry, what were you saying about long throttling?
Long throttle application, which is where the P45s really lose out because they don't have great horsepower in their engines. Not very powerful engines. Mauricio Delgado battling with Cole McRae over 13th place. McRae in the yellow P45 there.
How do they do for duck power?
I mean, I imagine that if you're lacking in horsepower, you're also lacking in duck power. But that could just be me.
That does seem very logical.
Oh, Mauricio getting a little bit wide there. That'll cost him some spots, but the grid's still fairly tight right now.
I don't know why they use horsepower. You could say duck power and you'd sound more impressive. This thing's got 30,000 duck power.
I honestly, I mean, I assume, and I don't know, that the horsepower just comes from the days when the car was replacing the horse. So, you know,
oh, yeah.
How many horses does this engine simulate,
but,
obviously?
How much cooler would it be if you had like 72,000 weasel strength?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you could do all kinds of units of measurement. The horsepower idea is just more traditional.
I say break with tradition. Everybody put baboon swinging potential as your engine metric.
Well, we need to know what a baboon can do. And I'm not sure we do.
Just divide horsepower by pi. Or multiply by pi. I don't know.
Multiply pi.
I don't know.
It probably would have to be multiplied. Because
there you go.
I imagine that a baboon power would be a smaller unit than a horsepower unit.
I would think so. At least 1/4 horsepower.
Sean Kenny in 6th place here. We also have the choice of soft or hard tires. I suspect everyone is on softs right now because if you can't make the softs last 20 minutes, you have a problem. Martin Edmonds going for the move there on John Spriggs. But he's on the outside for the chicane. I don't think this is going to work. Oh, it did! Color me surprised. Martin Edmonds making the plays.
Cha-cha.
Still side by side into the last corner, though, but he's got the inside line. I think he's got this.
It's an all Commonwealth top 5, baby.
It is. It is. And, oh, Spriggs is getting back past him again. Edmonds is shying out. He's going for the inside. Sean Kenny is just, like, licking his chops at this. Like, yes, gentlemen, yes, kill each other.
It's the battle of the vaguely gray cars.
That's true. There's a lot of colors that are very repeating in this grid with the white BMWs, the yellow Corvettes. And actually, we only have one yellow Corvette in this race, which is stunning because almost all the Corvettes in the game are yellow.
Do you like the yellow Corvette?
The only one today is Glenn Cabus, who is up to 10th place, having overtaken Sean Zubin.
I was going to ask if it was like G Kebab something or other, but there you go.
Martin Edmonds back to 5th place. Made a brave attempt, but could not hold it against John Spriggs. Behind him, they have Sean Kenny and Josiah Jerome. Then a bit of a drop back to the P45 of James Butler. In the meantime, at the front, Brody Steen is checking out. 2.5 seconds up the road right now. So there is the race leader, Brody Steen in the BMW. Red P45 in second. Unlikely, because Kevin Steen's last name is not Kevin Steen, but still.
Still real.
Down the inside, looking for... Now, his actual last name is much more French.
Tabarnak, you cannonball boy.
Okay, not that French, but French.
He is kind of, if you hear him talk, you can hear him very French.
Oh, no, he's from Quebec, yeah. I meant his last name is just not quite that French, but French.
Actually, no, his real name is Kevin Steen.
Is it?
Yeah.
I always had the report that it was like Kevin, I don't even remember what it was, but it was like last something.
Kevin
okay.
Tabarnak.
All right. Kevin Steen it is.
Yeah, well, at least there's nothing else on here. There's like Kevin Steen, born May 7th, 1984.
Yeah, sometimes they don't have real names, though, just in general. Ooh, A little out of shape there, Martin Edmonds. Sean Kenny's got the run, and that's going to be 5th place, I think, for the rough driver. Yep.
Rough Riders?
I mean, I made that connection right before you said it, and now I'm a little ashamed that I didn't use it.
If he bombs out of the race, is he going to definitely be the Ottawa Rough Riders? Because he would be defensive.
Well, yeah, for sure.
So
for sure.
we have yet to determine which Rough Rider team you are, but we're going to find out.
Yeah, we got 2 roughs in the race here. Sean Kenny and Scott Nick. One of you is Ottawa, one of you is Saskatchewan. It's time to find out.
Kevin Steen was trained by Jacques Rougeau and Pierre-Carl Loulette, a.k.a.
PCO!
POC Love.
Now partnered with Crazy Chicken Man Mark Briscoe.
Hell yeah. That's going to be insanity to the best degree.
Butler got a little bit wide in the background there, but it looks like he's held the position. Somebody has fallen backwards, because I'm seeing Cabus is up to 9th place and Zulu to 10th. Not sure. Cole McRae, I think, has fallen. No, I think he was there the whole time. He's fallen back. Might be Serge Hendricks, actually, who's back at 17th place. That seems like an odd spot for him. The Roaring Stop Bill fan club is backing Serge Hendricks today, so we'll see if the other Dutchman can do them proud.
Is he going to surge to the front?
He's got to be hoping so. He's down at 17th right now.
He's going to have the power surge left.
There's James Butler leading Glenn Cabus and the BMW of Sean Zulu. Luciano Chazo back in 13th place. I expect to see him move up. He's a fast driver. He seems a little bit out of place right now. Oh no, it's Barrier has fallen down to 14th. That's who made a mistake, I think. Bertrand Barrier a little further back now. Took me longer than it should have to figure that out. I apologize.
You're the worst. We expect better.
I mean, I do it better than most of our commentary crew. Oh,
that's true.
The zingers.
I mean, nobody expects better out of me, so, I mean, I don't know why they put unfair expectations towards you. Matter of fact, they expect worse than me.
Yeah, but they expect high levels of comedy out of you, so, like, it's different expectations, but it's high either way.
These are true statements.
Martin Edmonds in 6th place. Josiah Jerome is flirting with disaster at that last turn. They're getting a little bit wide. Back at the front, Brody Steen now up over 3 seconds, and there's a large gap back to Andrew D of about 4.5 seconds. So the podium's pretty stretched out right now. Looks like the top 2 are, barring any difficulties, kind of punch their tickets to the podium. Sean Zulu going down the inside of Cabus. That is for 9th place. I have not managed to develop a really concrete opinion of how good of a driver Sean Zulu is, to be honest. It's a bit weird. He's definitely he has some very bright moments and some problematic ones as well. So it's interesting.
We're gonna have to cancel that.
I mean, not that kind of problematic.
Oh, okay. I've decided to overuse the word problematic because I think it's kind of BS.
It is a very vague word. I will say that. Covers a lot of ground.
I was in the grocery store and I was going to get some raspberries or something just to eat them because I wanted raspberries.
Fair enough.
And I couldn't find any, but they had blackberries. And then in my brain I went, well, I don't like, this is problematic. I'm like, hee hee hee. So I didn't get any berries.
No berries. You also forgot ground beef.
I did. I already had some. And I forgot that and I forgot soda crackers. So I have to go back to the store, and I don't think I want to do that again today.
Fair enough.
Although I might. They are open till 10.
I did forget rice cakes on my last grocery run.
Well, you're going to have to do with barley cakes.
I'd probably prefer those.
Barley.
Really not a big fan of rice cakes, but they detoxify you a lot from the negative sides of keto when when certain things start happening. I'm not going to go into gruesome details here because it's a little gross, but, you know.
Got enhanced digestive syndrome.
A little bit. Martin Edmonds in 6th place, hanging on to... Josiah Jerome is not staying with this group, which is surprising. Josiah, one of the... Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I think Josiah got some new hardware. Could be wrong on that, but I've heard that he got new hardware. And he could be just getting used to it, because you change up a little bit of the hardware, and things become a little bit weird.
Dope.
And you got to adjust to it a bit.
Oh, on the hardware front, since I've commenced working at the local educational facility, apparently the department, when we get we have to take stuff out of the field if it's older, doesn't work, whatever happens, or somebody just wants to trade up to something else. So we end up with random accoutrements, and every now and again we apparently have a raffle, so we're gonna have a raffle on Monday. And apparently there's 4 racing sets available.
Neat.
So I put my name into the raffle just so I can sit on the hardware and never use it, but then tell Martin that I have it.
I got Chris Genmore appears to be stuck in the pit lane, unfortunately. We saw him there quickly, kind of beached. I'm not sure what's up with that. And it looks like we have lost James Mullis and Bertrand Barrier from the race.
You've been barried from further competition.
Martin
so I thought
Edmonds.
actually what I was thinking is if I do win any of the racing stuff, if any actual racer wants or needs some stuff, maybe I'll just donate it to them for like a Christmas thing.
Oh, it sounds cool. It's very generous of you.
Well, I'm not going to use it. Come on.
I mean, it's still generous. Just take the compliment.
No! Refuse. I'm very gruff. And unfeeling. Although the brandy that I'm sniffing right now is helping mellow that.
It does do that.
Brandy.
Brandy Rose.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
If only they could sort out whether they wanted to be a heel or a face, apparently, in AEW.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Although I do admit that I do enjoy the fact that if a storyline isn't going the way they want, they're like, that's over, we're not doing it anymore. We're not going to beat the horse to death.
Yeah, no, I like that, but at some point, like, the problem with Brandy specifically is, like, they can't seem to really make up their mind what she is, like, functionally.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, I think when they were doing this, we're being super duper inclusive when they were setting up the whole federation. Like, we have special rooms where if you have this syndrome where you're overwhelmed by stimuli, you can just be in this room and be totally chill, and so you can come to wrestling shows. And I'm like, that's cool, but I don't know if it's something you want to base your whole company around, being that it's wrestling. But it's good information to get out there with people. And she seemed to be kind of spearheading all of that stuff, and then they made her heel.
Yeah.
Like,
mind you, that's the age-old problem of, like, the ownership. Like, the McMahons being heels has always been, like, this really weird thing. It's like, you know, you get something like the death of Eddie Guerrero, for example, and it's like, well, this is getting really weird because now we got the heel chairman, like, out here telling us to, you know, feel really bad. And it's like,
Yep.
There's a bit of a disconnect there. It's a bit weird.
It should have been Shane. Everybody loved Shane.
Well, Shane wasn't with the company at the time, though.
Shane's a hardcore son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah. Shane's easy to respect. But anyways, Andrew D defending around the outside with John Spriggs there. Not really sure you can really make that outside move into the first turn really work, but it worked well in F1, but those are completely different cars than what we're dealing with here in the GT2 category. John Spriggs. Oh no! Richard DeRoche spun it! Richard DeRoche was out on his own in second place, and suddenly it is now Andrew D in second, John Spriggs in third, Sean Kenny in the mix, along with Martin Edmonds. DeRoche is rejoined behind Josiah Jerome in 7th place. See him in the background there, ahead of the other P45 of James Butler.
You're saying that DeRoche has been decelerated and perhaps even destroyed?
Well, not destroyed. Wouldn't go that far.
Just deflected?
There you go. There's a good one. His run to second place has been destroyed.
Your bid for first place has been declined.
So Brody Steen now 11 seconds out ahead, but I mean, DeRoche was on his own as well. So Brody, keep the focus up and bring it home.
Brody King.
So Andrew D, John Spriggs, Sean Kenny, Martin Edmonds, Josiah Jerome, Richard DeRoche, James Butler, Sean Zulu, Glenn Cabus, your new top 10. Luciano Chazo's up on their tail, along with John Barcadero. Barker's struggling a little bit, down in 12th place. It's been a real strong presence in this series.
Everybody's got an off day.
That's true. That's very true.
Especially if you're in Germany. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I'll figure it out.
Well, we are in Germany, so
Well, yeah, the flag's right there. I'd be like, well, we can go somewhere with this. They've got history. Something Oktoberfest, even though it's December.
Something 1940s.
Yeah, they had that. Well, I don't know. There was some kind of kerfuffle, and then there was this mass immigration to Paraguay.
Andrew D holding on to second place here, a position he's been handed by whatever Richard DeRoche did wrong. And it'd be interesting to see if Richard can come back. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of time here, less than 2 minutes, so it's probably not nearly enough time. We're talking like a 2-lap period here. But he should maybe be able to get Josiah Jerome, who just doesn't seem to be quite as quick as normal today. But Sean Kenny is the top rough in the field. Looking to get past John Spriggs again. Spriggs closes the door. Chances for an all BMW podium are still on here. Although, fairly unlikely with D holding a spot and Kenny being in the mix.
What a D-bag. I wonder if he refers to that his backpack he owns is his D-bag.
Don't bring up backpacks. Javier gets excited.
Oh! Russell them Jimmys.
Alright, on board with John Spriggs. I'm afraid I don't really know the corner names around Nürburgring. I know, it's terrible. I should. I've been told that repetitively.
And right number 3.
I've been told repetitively that I really need to learn the Nürburgring corners, but I do not really know them.
Because they're all in German. They're all like, number 2.
No, they're all named after sponsors, for the most part. For an example, I know there's a Ravenel corner. I know there's a Mercedes arena. So, there's that kind of thing. As we are on to the final lap here, Zach Wolf is the yellow BMW there. He is
the contestants drive down the Cialis straightaway.
You know, someone really needs to name a Cialis straightaway somewhere. There's got to be an oval somewhere where that happens. Lord knows the entire American motorsports industry at this point works mostly on DV drugs.
Is it like Red Line where they put the Blue Ape Hill in the gas tank? Probably is.
Trying to make a move there was John Spriggs, but Andrew D is hanging on. Spriggs is looking down the inside. Gets kind of bullied there by Andrew D, but D ends up going wide, and that is going to be a spot for John Spriggs. That's second place for the BMW. Yep.
Close no bully.
And it is going to get worse maybe here for D because we're in the last stretch here. Sean Kenny going for it. Martin Edmonds going for it. Both men are known to be a little bit of a snowplow at times.
You are about to be defeated.
Andrew D hanging on there. He lost one spot, but he may still keep the podium. Brody Steen is your winner. Second place is going to go to John Spriggs. Third to Andrew D. Big celebration spin there from Richard DeRoche, although I'm not sure what he's overly celebrating. He finished in 6th place. Josiah Jerome fell way back at the end, where he's back in 10th place. I don't know what happened to him. Serge Hendricks pick up here in 14th place.
He's just going through a little bit of a tropical depression at the moment.
So Serge Hendricks did not come flying through the grid. So 5th place goes to, or 4th place to Sean Kenny, 5th place Martin Evans, Richard Roche, Sean Zulu, James Butler, Glenn Cavis, Josiah Jerome. Your top 10. Pole position for the second race will go to Cole McRae.
Are you saying that Hendricks couldn't make it through crosstown traffic?
Seems like he could not now.
Stood up next to a mountain and broke his hand when he tried to chop it down. Now I've got manic depression going through my head. Ding, 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 ding,
I mean, admittedly, you've done this to yourself.
Yeah, well, so what my brain does.
Just saying.
My brain plays word association non-stop, and that happens to also cross-filter.
Not really sure why it took
musical.
Not really sure why it took that long to give us the final results, but there we go. Might have been Chris Genor having to get across the line. I don't know.
Because that Mike Magus kid took way too long to get across the finish line at the end.
That is not the case, sir. There is your final results. So the reverse grid will be Cole McRae and Serge Hendricks on the front row. And I have a Discord notification, so I'm going to just quickly check that out. Oh, it's a donation. Jay North, new man to the ESR community, gave a donation. Thank you, Jay North.
We will sing North to Alaska in your honor.
I mean, asking me to sing anything is probably actually really just discouraging donations in the future.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Although John Barker enjoys my singing. Although only in a comedic fashion.
I thought that's how you rolled with singing, period.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit of both. I can't really sing for anything but comedic effect.
Since you can't carry a tune at all.
No, I cannot. Absolutely cannot.
I have to wait till you're done singing before I can figure out what you're singing.
Here we go. Cole McRae leading the way here in race number 2. Red lights, red lights, red lights. And we're going. So it's McRae, Hendricks, Magus, and Barker. The top 4. So I'm looking for John Barker to do some things, maybe.
Hell yeah. Put them all in the ball, one.
Here we go. Going down into the first corner.
Maggle.
Relatively. Oh, Luciano Echazo getting spun in the background there in the Corvette. That's a shame. Echazo had a rough first race, and it looks like the second race has started rough too.
Rough race.
Cole McRae in the lead, Mike Magus in second, Sean Zulu up into 3rd place. Serge Hendricks has fallen way back. Well, not way back. He's in 4th place. So it's not that far, but still dropping from 2nd to 4th. Big deal. John Barker has also fallen down the order to 7th, so not great starts there. Richard DeRoche battling with Josiah Jerome. Josiah's pretty close to the front, so maybe he can do some things. As Cole McRae gets a little bit of separation at the front. Background, somebody was trying to make an overtake of Glenn Cavis in the background. It looks like they got it done. I think it was Birdie Steen. Race 1 winner. Oh, Cole McRae off. Magus coming through along with Zulu. Michael Magus to the front.
Choo-choo, motherfucker. Welcome to the pain train.
So we'll see if anyone's running the hard tires here in race number 2. I know one person is.
Is it Dave?
There is no Dave, so no. Serge Hendricks looking to get past Cole McRae. Richard DeRoche is sprinting through the field. He's up there in that red P45 already up in the top 5. Into 4th place and looking for an overtake of Cole McRae. So Richard DeRoche wants redemption after throwing away 2nd place in race 1, and he's up to 3rd. So it is Magus, Zulu, DeRoche, McRae, Hendricks, your top 5.
Why too swole, Cole? Why have you not first place today?
Sean Zulu getting to the lead as Mike Magus made a mistake, falling back to 3rd place.
Error. Well, I would stop doing that.
I actually don't remember making that error. Sean Zulu making error. Richard DeRoche to the front. Mike Magus coming through.
Choo-choo.
Looks like Cole McRae was looking to get through as well. Sean Zulu is still not on the power. Of course, when you go off in this game, the tires getting dirty become absolutely useless. So I feel his pain right now. He's back to 6th place now.
What you gotta do is hose your tires down with some brake clean, you'll be alright.
That'd be a bad idea.
Oh, it's fine. It's a little traction, a little extra. Might set on fire.
They're fanning out again into the first. Whoa, God! Four wide, boys. This is not smart. It's not smart. John Barker up into 4th place, getting past Zulu. Serge Hendricks into 3rd. Cole McRae has been shuffled back to 6th place. 7th now. Josiah Jerome getting through. Brody Steen back in 10th, along with John Spriggs. They're fighting over 9th place. DeRoche is vanishing out front. He's up to 1.7 seconds ahead of Magus. Hendricks 3rd, Barker, Zulu, Josiah Jerome, McRae, Kinney, Steen, Spriggs, your top 10.
That's pretty possible.
Butler and Edmonds in the mix, as well as Delgado, Ichazo, Zach Wolf, Glenn Cabus, and Chris Genmore have fallen a little bit off the back of the pack.
Backpack?
Well, Chris Genmore is the backpack. Yes.
Backpack is good.
Cole McRae hanging on against Brody Steen, the race 1 winner. Sean Kenny in the mix as well as John Spriggs. Feels like Cole McRae is kind of being driven by that car as opposed to the other way around.
Well, if I was him, I'd probably go to maybe driver school and figure out how that works.
Yeah, well, he's about to get overtaken on the inside by Brody Steen. Steen's up to 7th place. Sean Kenny going through as well, maybe? Nope, the P45 hangs on. Welcome to the Mike Magus train, ladies and gentlemen. You are being led by me.
Y'all gonna have to grab that caboose. Hold on.
I like a tight, firm conga line. Oh, Cole McRae around in the background. Looks like he may have been hit.
He too swole.
He is too swollen this occasion, that's for sure. He's slipped back to 16th place. John Barker looking for a way through. Smells that podium against Sean Zulu, or actually it's James Butler in the no, that's not Butler. That's Hendricks. Hendricks, there we go. Serge Hendricks hanging on to 3rd place for now. Sean Zulu getting swallowed up by Josiah Jerome and potentially Brody Steen. Brody Steen looking a lot like Mike Stopville out there, cutting his way through this grid.
Like a hot knife through cement.
Not really sure that would work out all that well. John Barker looking for a move against Hendricks again. I suppose, and what it's made of. And Barker into 3rd position. Sean Kenny is being shown in 1st place. I don't think that is the case. Whoa! Josiah Jerome gets pushed a little wide there by Serge Hendricks. Not really sure that's going to work out for Hendricks because now he's got Brody Steen all over his back end. Big contact there between Josiah Jerome and Sean Zulu. That's a spot for Zulu. Brody Steen looking to get past Serge Hendricks around the outside. Can't get it done. Hendricks is holding on strong right now. DeRoche, 6 seconds almost up in front now. Magus and John Barker on the podium. Looking down the inside again is Brody Steen, and he's getting rear-ended by Sean Zulu in the meantime. 4-way fight between the BMWs over 4th place. Looks like we might have lost Sean Kenny. He's shown as in 17th place, and we may also have lost Cole McRae. May have finally decided that he was too swole for this race.
That is correct.
Down the inside goes Brody Steen, looking to get that 4th place. I think he's got it against Serge Hendricks. He does. Sean Zulu gets the door shut on, though, by Hendricks, so no 2 for 1. Still haven't seen anybody on the soft tires, or I haven't been paying enough, or on the hard tires, or I haven't been paying enough attention. I do know one car is on them, but he has not been on screen yet. Sean Zulu down the inside, but he overcooks it. Spins it around, and Serge Hendricks and Josiah Jerome go through. There's Martin Edmonds in the background, Luciano Wichazo, and James Butler. Andrew D up into the top 10 as well. So problems for Zulu. He rejoins in 13th behind Glenn Cabus. Richard Roche watch. 8.3 seconds up ahead.
Cha-cha.
Mike Magus still hanging on against John Barker and Brody Steen. Josiah Jerome up to 5th. Hendricks down to 6th. Edmonds 7th. Ichazo, Butler, D, your top 10.
I found that to be delightful.
Ooh, Josiah Jerome getting a little bit wide there into turn 1. That's going to open him up to an attack from Serge Hendricks and Martin Edmonds. Brody Steen wants to get around this battle for second place. That is the language of a man who is looking for anything. The car language of a man who wants through badly. Wants to try and run down Richard Roche for the double winner here. Something Mike Stockmill has done and nobody else has managed to do yet.
Y'all gonna get put in the wall.
Mag is still hanging on against John Barker and Brody Steen. Battle for second place. Corvette versus BMW versus BMW. It's a lot of BMWs there. I mean, the top 2 are not. We got the P45 leading from the Corvette, but then it is BMW for the next 4 positions, and the Edmonds also in the top 10. And Sean Zulu might not be done yet. Through the chicane we go. John Barker. Really kind of an unimpressive first race. Looking to make amends here in race number 2. Mike Magus also had a pretty unimpressive first race. Looking to make amends here with a podium. It would go a long way.
Indeed. I'll just drop some caltrops out the window. It'll be fine.
All we're missing is Ayrton Tobin here, and we can have a recreation of the Red Bull battle.
Sorry, he's busy having Ebola.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Oh, that's not nice.
Well, I mean, he kind of deserves it. Kind of being the way that he is.
He actually sick, or?
Oh yeah, he's sick. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea what he's got.
Well, I know he doesn't have Ebola, but I figured you were hinting towards him being quite ill.
Got that 24-hour Ebola.
Brody Steen desperately wants through here, and Josiah Jerome is chomping at the bit to get up on him. Michael Magus continues to be a blockade.
So I'm checking out the SPCA website because I'm thinking about adopting another cat. Mm-hmm. And they have a featured pets thing at the front, and one of them is a male pit bull named Tiberius. He looks very nice, but he's from very far away, and I'm not interested in going down to Duncan.
Also, apartments and pit bulls, not super awesome.
Pit bulls are fine. You just got to make sure they're exercised. Mm-hmm. But they have 2 rats on the front page, and my brain's going, bruh, they pay people to kill those.
Yeah,
why are these at a SPCA?
There are some people who are really, really loyal to rats as pets.
Yeah, I don't
never really figured that out.
I
mean, I'm fine with it being a thing. I'm just never gonna really understand it.
Yeah, well, no, I understand it kind of because when I was a kid in school, we had.
Oh no, John Barker! Brody Steen collecting John Barker, and Josiah Jerome might get through.
Brody be in front of him for too long, but no.
Well, Brody Steen was definitely desperate to get through, and he may be facing the steward's wrath on that one. I don't know. Didn't get a great look at it.
So yeah, like when I was in high school, we had this zoology club, and the biology teacher had all kinds of animals. One of them was a rat, and the rat was pretty cool. But I mean, I don't think that the SPCA should be taking those suckers in. It's a rat.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It depends. Maybe they know it's a domesticated rat as opposed to a feral rat or something. I don't know.
Oh, it would have to be, but it's still just a rat. Come on.
Andrew D making a move. By the way, shout out to Luciano Wichazo, who's up to 5th place. Having a fantastic race. There he is in the red Corvette. Michael Magus still hanging on against Brody Steen for second place. Josiah Jerome up on them as well. Luciano Echazo. Hendricks is down to 6th place. D up to 7th. Edmonds 8th. Edmonds seems to be glued to 8th place. And then Cabus is up to 9th, so he's on a charge. Brody Steen down the inside of Michael Magus. And that is 2nd place for the Australian contingent.
Crikey.
Yeah, Mike Magus had a little bit of a look there to try to get back past him, but it did not really come to anything.
They got horses up for adoption. You want a horse?
No.
You got a Percheron. Oh my god. Who the fuck would let a Percheron go?
That's a good point. That's a good question.
Oh, she's 18. Yeah, got another 10 years.
I'm in kind of the position where like the only pets I could really handle would be like rodents, unfortunately. And I'm not big on rodents as pets.
Get you a hamster.
We had a ton of pets when I was a kid. We had dogs and cats, obviously, but we had a bird, we had hamsters, we had a guinea pig, we had a rabbit. I wouldn't say any of them were like bad pets, except for the rabbit. The rabbit was a fucking horror.
Those things can be angry.
It was angry as fuck. Also, there was the fact that I slept in the basement. 'Cause we had a house with 3 bedrooms upstairs, and then obviously with 4 kids. That facilitated some basement living. I had one of the basement rooms, and the rabbit was not too far from my room, and in the middle of the night I would hear like a fucking gunshot go off when it decided to kick the cage.
Yep.
Like, it's like...
And would not recommend these.
The guinea pig that my brother had was fine. I mean, that's... Like the rodent situation was they were all fine, but only one rodent, except for the rabbit. But only one rodent actually was like enjoyable. That was the first hamster, because the first hamster was really energetic and would like constantly be rolling around the house in the ball.
You've not lived through hell until you have had to look after a guinea pig for a friend.
I've done that,
and
it's not fun.
You were not told that they're nocturnal.
Yep, no, that is definitely a thing.
The sun starts going down, and the guinea pig starts getting active, and it does not shut up, and you go all night.
The current pet situation is the roommates have adopted a gecko.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's fine. It's no noise. It's taking up a large chunk of a shelf that I was using for things, but that's about it.
It's just cocaine. It's fine.
It's not cocaine. That's not on the shelf. That's right when you enter the house. Looking down the inside is Josiah Jerome. Michael Magus still hanging on to 3rd place. He's come close to a pair of podiums in the last 2 weeks at Suzuka and Red Bull Ring. He's determined not to let this one slip through. Luciano Echazo might have some other ideas though, because he's cut through the grid nicely.
There is a cat on the website. She's blind. I may not be able to resist adopting that one.
Okay. Is this one of those things that I should be convincing you not to do?
No, probably not.
You did request that I restrict you with the access to the new money and everything.
Yeah, but I already bought all those loot boxes for World of Tanks, so I don't think you can really stop me.
Well, I can't. I can't. Not what I'm gonna do. Fly over there and physically stop you? Like, it's not happening.
Also, had a delightful time playing World of Tanks yesterday. For the first time in a long time.
That's good.
It was very nice.
Every time. Well, to be honest, every time I go back and just play some World of Tanks, I have fun. Yeah. It's just anytime I get back into the game, that problems start happening.
Yeah. Well, and I decided I hadn't played that Russian artillery that I'm stuck at tier 8 and haven't bothered to do anything with for years. And I'm like, I'll play a game. Oh, okay, cool. I'm actually not bad at artillery. Awesome.
Ooh, Luciano Chazo, look at it. Oh, whoa. Okay, Chazo just completely lost the front end there. I know the pain there. The Corvettes into that first turn are, they really want to snap loose. And if you don't catch it in time, that happens.
That just looked like he gave up on life. He's like, no, I don't want to put it in the
We pick up Glenn Cabus on the onboard here. Speaking of Corvettes, there's Andrew D up ahead in 6th place, Glenn Cabus in 8th, and they've got Serge Hendricks between them. Serge is in the most painful position I think you could be in. He's just falling back, and he's in damage limitation mode right now. And in behind them, that is Sean Zulu. Oh, no, that's not Zulu. That's Mauricio Delgado in 9th place. Shout out to Mr. Delgado, bringing it home right now.
I'll giving it to you.
Looks like we've lost Chris Genmore in addition to Sean Kenny and Cole McRae. Glenn Cabus looking for a move on Serge Hendricks. This should be a fairly even fight, though. Cabus was like 10th place in race 1, so this should be pretty close in pace. Josiah Jerome, still in 4th. Looking for more.
Looking for drugs in all the right places.
Whoa, what are you trying to say about me?
Not you. Well, maybe not. Maybe you. I don't know.
Glenn Cabus got really wide there, but I think he may have just forced Serge Hendricks off the track. It's a little rude.
It's effective.
I mean, if the steward doesn't get wind of it, it's effective. Josiah Jerome, still in 4th place.
So there's this game called Minecraft that I play.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware.
And there's a channel on YouTube, Fit MC, and he does documentary. Well, not documentary is kind of an ostentatious word to apply to it, but he does historical videos about this one server called 2B2T, and it is, the tagline is, it's the oldest Anarchy Minecraft server in the world.
Okay, that's very cool.
There's no rules.
Ooh, Sean Zulu getting a little bit out of shape there, but continue.
Much like this race, there are no rules.
Well, there are rules in this race.
So you can, and it's toxic as hell. Like, you can and will, question mark, say anything in chat, like anything. And so, and using cheats, like hacked clients with cheats installed, totally fine, absolutely. The owner of the server will patch those holes, but it's up to you to try and like find a new thing to cheat. So it's an ongoing.
Find a new loophole.
Yeah, and one of the cheats is called Kill Aura, which I guess just starts dealing damage to anybody who gets close to you. So I think that something like that could be applicable to these races. You should definitely get some sort of like hacked client and get Kill Aura, and people just randomly start having tire problems when you get near. Martin would never be able to tell what was going on.
It has no effect on Martin. The tire's already gone.
You just spin out and say, well, I expected that to happen.
It's kind of like the King of the Hill lawnmower race when Bill Dotree like flips the mower on top of himself at the beginning. I did better than I thought I'd do. As Michael Magus continues to hold off Josiah Jerome, Luciano Chazzo is joining this train, and not too far back, it's Andrew G, Glenn Cabus, and company.
If he goes to the Highland Games, does he take part in the Cabus toss?
Ooh. Good question. Answer here, please, Glenn. There's a whole comment section for you.
Indeed. And also, please share your favorite Nerdburger toppings.
Josiah Jerome still in 4th place. Still looking for a way through. Brody Steen's cutting down on Richard Roche's lead. It's down to 10.7 seconds, but it is still quite large, although it is going down very rapidly now. Like tenths at a time right now. We may see a showdown for the lead before long. Still got 17 plus minutes to go here.
Showdown, a throwdown. Hell no, I can't slow down.
I mean, that is the idea. Oh, and it randomly sprinted out to 11.3. So that might have been a timing glitch going on. So we'll have to see. 3 wide. Oh boy. Josiah Jerome held up by Mike Magus, and still in fifth is Luciano Ichazo.
3 at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know if you can go 3 wide into that chicane, so that was a moment and a half. Andrew D and Cabus in the background. A little bit further back is Serge Hendricks, Martin Edmonds, and Mauricio Delgado. Magus goes deep on defense and successfully retains the position. Could be a double podium day for the PML Corvettes.
Little red Corvette.
Andrew D taking the podium in race number 1, and Michael Magus here in race number 2, holding on to that spot. There's a third PML Corvette nowadays with Bertrand Barrier joining the PML family.
I thought he'd been barriered from all international competition.
I mean, we made exceptions.
Due to his heavy drug use. He's all about them pixie sticks and pop rocks.
His PED use?
Yeah. Just taking all the Worcesterol and getting jacked inside the car.
See, I think that would actually be a bad idea in racing, but okay.
All I can see is over the top with Sylvester Stallone in my mind.
Luciano, oh, that was a late block thrown there by Josiah Jerome. Some late blocking there to deny Luciano Ichazo the run through the final turn. We head down to turn 1. This has been where the action's been. Josiah Jerome is the man we're on board with in 4th place. He looks to the inside. And it's just not close enough. Actually, Magus goes a little wide. Oh, contact! Shoulder check. And that's going to hurt Jerome as Luciano Ichazo says, thank you very much. You opened the gap for me. And gets the job done. So Ichazo to 4th place. Magus hanging on to 3rd. Things are getting testy. Whoa! Luciano, that is not the track, my friend.
Very aggressive.
Oh no, his tires are going to be so miserable right now. Can he get them back up to speed? In the meantime, Martin Edmonds on the hard tires, forcing his way past Serge Hendricks into 8th place. Martin has been sexually attracted to that 8th place all race long. Like, he'll lose it and then take it right back. John Barker in the mix there in the Crayon Vomit car. Can Serge Hendricks make a comeback here? At this point in the race, the hard tires probably have a little bit more grip than the softs. But of course, we know Martin Edmonds, king of tire wear.
I mean, at least Crown Prince.
As he defends into turn 1 there, Hendricks doesn't really make a move out of it. John Spriggs has had a pretty unimpressive second race here as he takes 11th place from Mauricio Delgado. Hasn't really made any real progress.
Wow, hurtful.
I mean, I just state facts, sir. Hendricks losing a spot there to John Barker, so Barker up into 8th. Edmonds back into 10th, so it looks like Martin has made a mistake in the Fanatec BMW. Josiah Jerome still cannot get past the wall of Slavic might, Michael Magus.
The Carpathian Mountains have destroyed, will absolutely annihilate all cars.
Heading towards the chicane here.
Would make a Montenegro joke, but that might be misconstrued as racism.
I mean, I'll allow it, but I mean, it's your call.
No, it's fine.
Meantime, Andrew D and Glenn Cabus are getting closer and closer to this battle. It might become a 5-way for the podium. Josiah desperately wants to get through now, but he's probably used up a significant... Oh no! Michael Magus locks it up and spins it around. Ichazo goes through. Jerome goes through. And suddenly, Mike Magus is back in 5th place. Andrew D and Glenn Cabus battling it out. There's a lot of the Corvettes are very tightly packed here. There are 4 of them in a row. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And there are no other Corvettes in the field. That's just a bizarre grouping, frankly. I don't think I've ever really seen something like that.
Well, this is the first time for almost everything, included an inverted llama. I would also like to bring to your attention
is that like an inside-outside llama or one that's like standing on its head?
I couldn't tell you. not run into that before. Would like to point out that your boy Josiah Jerome, not to be confused with J. Jonah Jameson, is rocking the St. Kitts flag.
Ah, St. Kitts now. Josiah, I'm gonna need you to decide on a flag. We there's only so many Bertrand Gachots ESR can take.
Either that, or you have to send us some T-Punch from every place that you have a flag.
The Bertrand Gachot thing, because not everyone's a fan of like 1990s Formula One. Bertrand Gachot is a Formula One driver / just general racing car driver who is famous for basically 2 things. Number 1, he's the dude who sprayed a cabbie with CS gas in London, which allowed Michael Schumacher to make his F1 debut because he was in jail.
Yeah.
And number 2, he's a guy who has raced under pretty much every European flag you can imagine from the part of the world he's from. He's been under the Luxembourg flag, the Belgian flag, the Dutch flag, the French flag, the German flag, and the European Union.
Vatican City?
Never Vatican City. No. I don't think any driver has ever raced under the Vatican City.
San Marino?
San Marino, we've had a couple. Alex DeAngelis comes to mind.
What about Trinidad?
Can't think of anybody.
Is that what Josiah Jerome is going to pick next? Is Trinidad?
Trinidad has a cool flag.
Lucia?
That's cool. Could go with Barbados.
Indeed. Or Grenada. Or Grenada, however you pronounce it.
Dominican Republic.
The DR.
Andrew D looking for a way past the other PML Corvette of Michael Maggis. They are not teammates. They're just racing teammate liveries.
I would like the Dominican Republic to become known as the Democratic Republic of the Dominican Republic.
Ooh.
And then we could have the DRDR.
Glenn Cabus up on the back of this battle between the 2 PML cars. Martin Edmonds is out of the top 10, so those hard tires are not working out really, it seems. Either he just can't get the performance out of them, or he's worn through the hard tires faster than everyone else is doing the softs.
Seems likely.
I mean, both of these are options, to be honest. I know the answer because I discussed it with him, but never let that get in the way of a good story.
Disgusted. Oh, disgust. Sorry, how about it? Disgusted.
I mean, I'm a little disgusted by it.
Disgusting.
Magus hanging on to 5th place against D and Cabus. Luciano Echazo, top Corvette at the moment, 4th place. BMW once again having a very solid run with 2 cars on the podium and a number. I mean, I was talking about how there's 4 Corvettes in a row. There are also 6 BMWs in a row. From Barker down to Zulu. Luciano Echazo looking for a way past Josiah Jerome. There's just more BMWs in general, though. We have an 18-car field here, and literally half of it's BMWs. No Chris Johnston today, so Cadillac really with no real representation. No offense to Chris Genmore, who has exited the... Oh no! Josiah spun it!
Somebody
Luciano,
gave him the ivory shoulder.
Luciano Echazo up into 3rd. Michael Magus trying to get past into 4th place, and he does. So now, Josiah Jerome is the BMW filling in a quad Corvette sandwich. So let's see, what's that? That's gonna be like some kind of American bread on top in double slice form, and on bottom in double slice form. And then, schnitzel in the middle? I don't know.
Schnitzel.
I'm making myself hungry. I shouldn't do this. Josiah Jerome. Josiah
yeah.
Jerome does force his way back past Mike Magus into fourth place, so he does break my sandwich analogy. Andrew D looking down the inside. Mike Magus. Can he hold? Josiah getting really wide there. It's a 3 wide.
Stay on target.
And no positions change hands. Good bit of driving by everyone, not to punt everybody. Although Glenn Cabus is probably a little bit disappointed because he had the chance to make up 3 spots there. Glenn Cabus in the Corvette Racing Corvette, the factory team. Magus hangs on against D for the time being. Actually has a little bit of gap now. About a 0.6 of a second. At the front, Brody Steen is closing down on Richard DeRoche, but it is still over 8 seconds, so I don't think there's really anything going on there. Just Brody Steen proving once again that he's got some pace, and that Richard DeRoche got really, really lucky to get through the Carpathian Mountains when he did, and try to sprint away.
Something ascended Mount Montenegro.
John Barker's up to 8th, so he's making some progress. With John Spriggs on his tail, John Spriggs also making some progress. Serge Hendricks rounding off the top 10 at the moment. Oh, John, that is a little too deep, my friend. Might be able to retain it on the inside line there. Can we go back to the battle between the BMWs, please? Okay, it looks like Barker has held the position. Then it's Martin Edmonds, Mauricio Delgado, Sean Zulu, James Butler, and Zach Wolf still running. Kudos to the fortitude of Zach Wolf, who I knew did his first Academy race today. And is in 15th place here. He's not been near anybody, but it takes a mental can-do attitude to stay out on track and get the time in and become better. Every lap he turns is another lap that he's going to become more familiar with the Nürburgring, more familiar with the car, and eventually, I have absolute faith that he'll get up there.
Moving on up.
Hopefully the Academy serves him well. The Academy's gone all British this season, which is interesting. Bentleys, Aston Martins, Jaguars, and McLarens. Oh no! Okay, that's James Butler in the wall.
The Jag.
Speaking of British drivers, James Butler in the wall. And doing a really bad job of rejoining, but he didn't hit anybody. So there we go. I feel like you need to sign up for like one of our ACC series, Byron, in the Jag. And just like for the entire preseason, shit talk how the Jag is going to do its thing. And then just never show up for the races.
Correct. I got a racing set now, guys. What did it work? Gotta be in the Academy? Never show up.
John Barker is desperately trying to hang on against John Spriggs. Glenn Cabus and Andrew D are fighting really hard. It's letting Michael Magus, who undoubtedly has some tire issues, get away a little bit. So we're down to about 3 minutes left in the race here, so probably about 3 laps, maybe 4 laps. It depends where Richard DeRoche is in relation to everybody. It's always the question.
Next week when we do this race again, but everybody's driving minivans.
Oh boy. Minivans around this track. We'd flip in turn 1 and on the shortcut turn.
It can be done. It was on your boy Top Gear.
I don't know if you can do it around this track at any decent speed.
She can do.
Just how tight it is.
There was I can't remember who it was. There was a lady that she basically lives there.
Sabine Schmidt.
There you go. And yeah, she whipped that bitch around.
Yeah,
that
but
goddamn track.
Sabine Schmidt is the queen of the ring, sir.
Yep.
What she can do and what mere mortals can do is completely different.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you're just not trying hard enough.
I do like that every time she showed up for the WTCC World Touring Car Championships, they would make a big deal about her joining the field for the Nordschleife. I think there was the last time she did it, they started out with like all the drivers being like really like they did a little like a trailer package for her, and it was all the drivers being like, she was here last year. She'd be bored of it. She won't be back again. No, she won't be back. And then like it's them kind of like just dismissing her, and then it goes to her, and she waves at the camera and says, "I'm back." And you go to like a couple of the drivers going, "Oh shit."
God damn it.
Bob Cordell does a great job with it too. He just looks at the camera with like abject horror on his face. I actually always liked that about WTCC. The drivers in that series seem to always have a really good sense of humor about themselves. So they could do a lot more fun, like funny stuff, frankly, when hyping up their races.
Like get everybody hammered on whiskey.
Well, probably. Oh no, Andrew D! Andrew D spins it. It's gonna let John Barker through. That's gonna let John Spriggs through. Glenn Cabus is through. Should be able to rejoin ahead of Serge Hendricks, I would think. But suddenly, Andrew D's race has gone from 6th place to 9th place. And he was fighting for 5th, maybe even 4th. Very disappointing. There he is on the track again. Behind John Spriggs. John the Mole Man Spriggs.
Mole, 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 mole. Now to cook Mexican food.
Lead is down to 7 seconds, but with this being the second to last lap that they're coming through right now, and the leaders being on the last lap, I don't think we'll see much. So, into the last lap, it is Richard DeRoche leading for Brody Steen, Luciano Chazzo, Josiah Jerome, Michael Magus, Glenn Cabus, John Barker, John Spriggs, Andrew D., Serge Hendricks, Martin Edmonds, Mauricio Delgado, Sean Zulu, James Butler, and Zach Wolf. These are the 15 cars still running.
That's okay, because the next one we're doing a perverse grid. Oh no, that's not how that works.
Do you have a driver of the day so far, Byron?
My driver of the day is the young, unknown talent, Michael Magus, for sticking in the goddamn top and not fucking up and being very consistent.
Well, he fucked up once.
Well, yeah, but I mean, not so bad that you lost more than 2 places.
True enough.
Not like some people I can point to.
I appreciate the driver of the day.
Consistency.
Checkered flag is out, so it's next time across the finish line. Oh, John Barker a little wide. Oh, John Barker losing it. John Spriggs up into 7th place as a result. Might let Andrew D through as well. Nope, looks like he's rejoined ahead of D. Oh, Andrew D was much further back than I thought he was. Okay. that would be why.
He has been denied.
Richard DeRoche, your winner from Brody Steen and Luciano Uchaza. I believe that's the first time we've had that particular flag combo on the podium. Canadian, Australian, and Argentine.
It's a pretty good combo.
Mauricio Delgado trying to get past the hard tires of Martin Edmonds. And he cannot find his way through, but Martin cannot be happy with that 11th place. He took the gamble on the hard rubber, and it did not pay off, as Sean Zulu comes to the line in 13th place. There is, James Butler went with the hard tires too. So hard tires appear not to have been the answer. And James appears to be celebrating his 14th place by slamming into a wall.
I appreciate that sort of enthusiasm.
That had to be intentional.
His tires are hard, and so is he.
As he rolls into the pit lane. All right, your winner, Richard Roche, Brody Steen, Luciano Chazzo, Josiah Jerome, Michael Magus, Glenn Cabus, John Spriggs, John Barker, Andrew D, Serge Hendricks, Martin Edmonds, Mauricio Delgado, Sean Zulu, James Butler, Zach Wolf, your finishers. All right, so that leads us to the end of the race here. Byron, you had some final thoughts.
Technically, egg salad is chicken salad.
Not wrong. Factually correct. The best kind of correct.
Now everybody go home.